Hi, I'm Luther Terry Tuttle. Let me tell you the story of my life. I was born on November 19, 1825 in New York City. My father was Terry Tuttle and my mother was Eleanor Mills. My father was a shipbuilder. He died when I was 14 months old. My mother raised our family in New York City alone until I was 13 years old. I had two brothers and one sister. I had one sister that died during her first year of life. In 1838, we moved with the Latter-day Saints to Missouri and then to the Nauvoo, Illinois area. When we followed the Saints to Iowa, I responded to the call to join the Mormon Battalion. Before leaving with the battalion, I married Abigail Hawes. She was the daughter of Peter and Charlotte Harrington Hawes. She was born June 15, 1827 in Leeds, Ontario, Canada. I served in the battalion for 18 months and was a sergeant in Company D. My family lived at Potter's Camp until I returned. During that time, Potter's Camp was located on Silver Creek and along Bluff Road. It was named for Martin Potter, was born August 10, 1790 in Coventry, Kent County, Rhode Island. According to the War of 1812 Pension Application Index, he served in Captain Silsby's company of the New York Militia. He then owned a farm in Switzerland County, Indiana. The settlement existed between 1846 to 1853. It had about 45 to 50 residents. According to current L-ray scans, the 9 cabins were identified. My wife and I had a daughter born here. Abigail Louisa Tuttle was born March 8, 1849. My wife, Abigail, died on September 18, 1849. She was buried at Potter's Camp. I married Abigail's sister, Lola N., on January 22, 1850. Together we had 15 children. While living at Potter's Camp, 3 of our children died. They were, Mary and in 1850, Luther Terry Tuttle, Jr., in 1851, and Charlotte Ellen, in 1852. There were at least 9 others that died while living there. In October 2015, ground-penetrating radar was performed at Potter's Camp. 4 graves were located just north of Applewood Road, some of which were at the bottom of a drainage ditch that runs alongside the road. Extensive modification during construction of the road and the ditch may have hindered grave detection. The current owners of the property have preserved the cemetery by building a fence around it, and a sign has been placed there indicating the residence of Potter's Camp. By 1860, I moved my family to Macedonia, which was about 15 miles east of Canesville. I built a sawmill and engaged in the lumber business, and afterwards I built a flouring mill. In June of 1863, our family left for the West. We didn't associate with any company but fell in with some other travelers on the way. We arrived in Salt Lake City on August 25 and eventually settled in Manti, Sanpete County. I was involved in different businesses: a general store, a lumber business, sheep raising, organizing a bank, and a hotel. I died on December 23, 1917, at my home in Manti, at the age of 92 years old. This is my sojourn in the wilderness story.